Hello, and welcome to this Baptiste Yoga podcast. My name is Karen Terone, and I am a certified Baptiste teacher from Staten Island, New York. Let's begin. Come to your mat into child's pose, taking your knees wide, letting your big toes touch, letting your head rest on the floor or a block if your head doesn't reach the floor, and stretching your arms out in front of you. Creating length in your spine by drawing your tail back toward your feet. Just starting to recognize your breath, how the breath is flowing. And just taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for taking part of this transformational program, this 40 Days to a Personal Revolution. And landing here. Begin to make your way up onto your hands and knees, curling your toes under, sending your tail to the sky, downward facing dog. Begin here to engage your belly, drawing your belly button back and up toward your spine. Starting to shift your breath. The breath that we use in this practice is Ujjayi. It's a breath that's created with sound. And it may take a few weeks, a few days of practice. And if you're not familiar with it right now, just use your awareness on your breath. Breathing deep in your nose and out of your nose. Walk your feet up toward your hands. Separating your feet hip distance a little bit wider. Holding on to opposite elbows, taking hold of your elbow or your bicep. Letting your head drop down toward the earth. And allowing yourself to get empty. Letting go of your day, letting go of any concerns or worries. That is, in order to seek the truth, there's a component of getting empty. So giving yourself this moment to just get clear, get empty. Release your arms, toe heel your feet back together. Roll up to standing one vertebra at a time. Come to standing at the top of your mat with your big toes to touch, palms facing toward the wall in front of you. On your inhale, reach up to the sky and look up. Big breath in. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Just spending a moment here, deep, deep, deep breathing. Eyes, your drishti, set to a point. So you can set your focus, your intention of this practice. Seek the truth. Take a big breath in. Empty your breath out. Look to your hands, walk or jump. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Bow forward, exhale. Reach up to the sky. Reach your hands up and back. Big breath in. Bow forward. Exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen. High to low plank. Upward dog. Breathe in. Downward dog. Breathe out. Set your eyes. Set your awareness into your hands. Rooting your hands into the earth. Feeling the earth beneath you. Engaging your arms, your legs. Taking a deep breath in. Empty your breath out. Look to your hands, walk or jump. Halfway lift, lengthen. Bow, exhale. Bring the feet together. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms to the sky. Utkatasana. Thunderbolt pose. Start with bringing awareness into your feet. Lift your toes up off the floor and spread your toes out. Connect to the ball mounds of the big and baby toe. Set your eyes forward so your spine is nice and long. Breathe in and sink down a little bit lower. Take your tailbone down a little bit more toward the floor and then pause on your exhale. Drop your toes back to the floor. Take a big breath in, sink down a little bit lower. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Step your right foot to your hands. Spin your back heel down, lift your arms to the sky, warrior one. Set your eyes. Press down into your feet, into the ball mound of the big toe. The baby toe edge of your back foot really roots down into the earth. Engage your back leg. And then maybe spend a moment or two getting really open to something new. Sending your eyes up, letting your head melt back and your arms melt back. Welcoming into your heart. Right, the truth, your truth. Take one more breath in, hands to the floor and flow, high to low plank. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale, left foot steps, warrior one. Reach your arms up to the sky. Set your gaze to the wall in front of you. And with your mind's eye, bring awareness to your physical body. Pressing your feet down, rooting them down into the earth. Squeezing your thighs in. Engaging your belly. And then, adding a little softness here. Take your eyes up. Melt your head back and your arms back. Take a deep breath in. Go back. Hands to the floor. High to low push-up. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Empty the breath out. Look to your hands, walk or jump. Halfway lift. Bow. Thunderbolt Utkatasana. Bow, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps to hands. Warrior one. Reach your arms up. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot up to your hands. Warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Deep, deep, deep breathing. Take a deep breath in. Empty your breath out. Look to your hands, walk or jump. Halfway lift. Bow. Thunderbolt Utkatasana. Bow, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot. Step it up to your hands. Warrior one. Open to two. Set your gaze over your middle finger now. Right? Your gaze is setting your awareness to where you're headed. Right? Seeing what you see. Send your knee a little bit more toward your pinky toe so you can sink down a little bit lower. Turn the palm of your front hand up and melt back. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. See if you can melt back a little bit more. And then take your hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Left foot. Step your left foot to your hands. Warrior one. Open your arms. Warrior two. Set your eyes. Bring awareness into your legs. To your belly. Tighten it up. Turn the palm of your front hand up and melt back. Reverse your warrior. Look back, melt back a little bit more. Take your hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Take your knees to your mat. Cross one ankle over the other and flip over onto your seat for boat pose. Stretch your legs out. Your knees can be bent here. Stretch your arms out. Your hands can also be on the floor behind you to give you some stability here, to balance on your bum, engage your belly. Lift your sternum, your heart, up toward the sky. Flex your feet. Cross one ankle over the other. Plant your hands on the floor in front of you. Lift your seat. Come back to high boat. Cross your ankles. Plant your hands. Lift your seat. High boat. Cross your ankles. Plant your hands. Lift your seat. High boat. Right, we fake it till we make it. Just do the work. That's what you're here to do as part of a transformational journey of your life. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, lift your seat, high boat. Add a smile here. We have one more to go. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, lift your seat, high boat. Plant your feet on the floor. Walk your heels in closer to your seat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your hands behind you. Walk your palms towards your seat. Right, so you're creating palms towards your seat, not your fingers. So your fingers are toward the back of your mat. Walk your palms in toward your seat so that you can connect, lengthening in your spine. Press your foot down into the earth, your left foot. Engage by flexing your left foot. Tuck your chin in toward just a little bit, slightly. Right, seated half pigeon. Right, breathing into the openness of the hips, the hip joint. Begin to walk your hands back. Turn your fingers toward your seat. On your inhale, lift your seat. Keep your foot crossed over the top. Three-legged tabletop. Flex your foot. Let your head melt back. Take one more breath in. Release your seat down to the floor. Switch legs. Turn your hands, palms toward your seat, fingers facing toward the back of your mat, but then just walk your hands in, right, so that you're sitting with a nice long spine. Right foot's pressing into the earth, left foot is flexed. Crown of the head, your crown of the head pressing toward the ceiling. A little bit of a slight tuck, just a little drop of your chin into the notch of your throat, just to create a little bit more space into your shoulders, into your spine. Walk your hands back out behind you. Turn your fingers in. On your inhale, lift your seat up. Keep the engagement in your foot. Flex your left foot. Let your head melt back. Take a deep breath in, lower down to the earth. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Place your hands alongside your hips with the fingers facing toward the front of your mat. Engage your legs, flex your feet, spread the toes. Press your thighs into the earth. Lengthen your spine. This is staff pose. Press your palms down. Press your legs down. Draw your belly in. Set your gaze forward. Breathe. Really nice. Release. Bring your right knee in toward your chest and let the sole of the right foot rest toward your left thigh. Lift your left leg up off the floor and extend your arms out in front of you. Single-legged boat. And use your breath. See if you can lift your leg a little bit higher. See if you can straighten your leg a little bit more. Reaching your fingers toward your foot, and then grab for your ankle or your foot and draw your leg in toward your chest, bending your elbows, setting your gaze toward your big toe. Using your breath to draw your leg in, and then keep your right hand connected to your foot and release your left arm back behind you for a twist. You can land your hand on the floor or keep it extending, right? You choose. Take a deep breath in. Come back to center. Release your leg out in front of you. Shift your hips over your extended leg and bow forward. Keeping the foot flexed so there's engagement in your leg. Bringing action to this. Or if your hands don't reach your foot, maybe add a little softness by bending your knees slightly, bending your elbows, right, so you can draw your chest closer to your thighs. Come back up to seated. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Give them a little bounce. And then switch to the other side. Take your left knee in toward your chest and land the sole of the foot toward your thigh. And then lift your right leg up off the floor. Single-legged boat. Reach your hands forward. Use your breath. Lift up a little bit higher. And then catch your foot or your ankle and stretch your leg. Right? You may need to keep your knee bent. Just be okay with where you are. Right? That's where the truth shows up. Right? Doing your best in this moment. Right? Not a comparison or concern. Keep your right hand connected to your left foot. Swing your left leg out behind you. You can release it down to the floor. With the hand on the inside, keep inside. Left hand in, right arm swings back. Take a deep breath in. Come back through center. Stretch your right leg out in front of you. Shift your hips toward the right leg and bow forward over your leg. Come back up to center. Help your left knee up. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Take the excess flesh away from your seat. Lift your arms up to the sky. Bow forward, catching your feet. If the feet are not accessible to you, bend your knees and elbows so that you can bring your hands to your feet. Yeah, even if your legs are extended out in front of you, adding access of water, some softness here, it gives you some opportunity to melt forward a little bit more. Reach your arms out in front of you, lift them up toward the sky. Release your hands down to the earth. Come to lay down on your back, hugging your knees in toward your chest. Grab for your feet, the inner or outer arches of your feet, pressing the knees down toward the earth, the feet up toward the sky, your feet pressing up, dead bug pose. Once again, adding a little bit of a bend to your elbows. Let's see if that gives you some access of drawing the knees down a little bit closer to the earth. Take one more breath in. Release your feet. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Let your arms rest alongside your body, closing your eyes, Shavasana. Letting your eyes be soft. Letting your breath be easy. Releasing any tension or tightness in your body. Just to come to rest. Slowly roll to your right side into fetal posture, keeping your eyes closed. And then making your way to the top of your mat with your eyes closed in any seat that's comfortable for you. Bringing your hands to meet in prayer at your heart center. Closing this practice with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center. Bowing forward together, we say Namaste.